Hi there, it's Lori again from Art Lab Designs, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You may have come to this video from my previous video, which was the October 2017 Simon Says stamp card kit called, by the way, I called it the wrong thing. It's Brushstroke Messages. But right now I'd like to show you the cards I made with the November 2017 card kit, which was called, I wrote it down because I knew I'd forget. It's called Kind Flowers. And you'll have to watch the previous video where I explain why it took me 2.5 years to make these cards. Anyhow, I made quite a few with this particular kit. It came with some beautiful, beautiful papers in wood grain and florals, and it had gold foiling on some of them, and you'll see the gold foiling on some of the papers. And in addition to the pattern papers, it came with 3 what I think are Tonic Studio papers. They didn't name them specifically, but you'll see some of the Tonic papers too, and those papers are really special. They're really beautiful, and they feel like fabric almost, and they sort of cut differently than paper too. But anyway, on to this card. So the kit also came with a really nice stamp set. It was a 6x8 stamp set, and one of the stamps was this large floral motif, and the word kind is in the middle of it. I used the die that came with the kit to recut kind again so that I could pop it up a little bit with some foam tape. And the background was created using the strips from the top of the pattern papers. You know, when you get a 6x6 pad, you have that little tear strip at the top, and so I cut some of the tear strips into, I think these are 1/2 inch, yeah, probably 1/2 inch strips, glued them down, and then I embossed in gold embossing powder that large floral stamp and the kind cut out. Put some glossy accents on top of the kind. You can probably see that glinting in the light. And finished off with some Nouveau jewel drops in Cocoa Blush. And then on the inside I decorated it a little bit more with You're My Kind of Person and some of the floral and leafy stamps from the stamp set. I also made this card, which is actually for my brother-in-law. His birthday is at the end of May, but I doubt he'll watch this video, so he will not see this. But I created this with elements from the kit too. It came with a bunch of cut-apart tags and you know, different kinds of ephemera in the pattern paper, and it also came with some stickers. So I'll talk about that in a second. But these 4 elements are all from a piece of pattern paper that I cut apart and then used a corner chomper to make corners on some of them, and, you know, put some twine in the tag and so forth and so on. And here's some of the pattern paper at the back, if you could see it. This one's very subtle. It's almost like Moroccan tile. And here's a little teeny piece of the silver, like pebbly Tonic paper I was just talking about. And it feels like fabric. I mean, I don't know how they make it or what's inside of it, but it's a very high embossed paper, and there are 2 others that I like even more. I had this little wooden R in my kit, in my stash, and that's to represent his last name. And I used a gold leaf, some gold sequin leaves came in the kit. And then this is one of the stickers, and I just popped it up on some foam tape and then cut it off at the edges. And I did all this on a dark brown card base, which also came with the kit. And then on the inside, I just put a piece of white paper, stamped Happy Birthday, and used a coordinating piece of the pattern paper on the inside. And then I was so inspired, I made 2 Mother's Day cards using this kit. So this one will be for Greg's grandmother. Both of my parents and all of my grandparents are long deceased, so it's nice to have a mom and a grandma, albeit my boyfriend's, to do nice things for at Mother's Day. So this will be for his Meemaw, as he calls her. So again, beautiful pattern paper. I used a die from somewhere, some company, to cut the scallops. If you want to know what it is, I'll find out. Oh, Spellbinders, that's what it was. It was a Spellbinders die that cut the scallop and cut these little teeny holes in the edge of the scallop. And then I used one of the stickers from the kit and 3 of the paper ephemera pieces. Finished it off with some Nuvo Jewel Drops in Pale Periwinkle. And then on the inside it just says Happy Mother's Day, again on a piece of white card that I pasted in there. And then the next card is for Greg's mom, and again, I don't think she'll watch this video, so I'm not too worried about her seeing this card. But this is the paper that I absolutely fell in love with. If I can find this again, I'll probably buy some more. It really is like fabric. Like, I don't know if you could tell as I touch it, but it's really soft, and when you cut it, you get some fuzzy, cottony kind of edges you have to cut off. But it's just so cool. So I cut this with a different Spellbinders die and just made all of these little scallop ruffles, I guess you would call them, down the card. Used the bird in the birdhouse. Look at all that gold foiling, so pretty. That was a sticker, a heart sticker, a butterfly sticker that I only glued down in the middle so his wings still move, and then this little leafy sticker too. And I embossed in gold, "You are one of a kind." And then inside, Happy Mother's Day. I hope I'm getting this in shot. I think I am. And then I made a whole bunch of blank cards, and I'm gonna put them in my Etsy shop, and if somebody, buys one, I'll see if they want me to stamp something inside. So here's the first one again. This gorgeous pattern paper. I mean, I don't know where they got these papers from, but they're absolutely beautiful. They might have been from Pebbles, but again, I can't remember. And I used a few of the stickers and just matted them over each other, Happy Day. And I did this one on a dark chocolate brown card base and finished it off with some gold sequin leaves. I guess technically those are paillettes, but whatever. This one I thought came out really cute, and I was thinking it would be nice for somebody who just bought a new house or is moving or something like that. Or, if you want to give it to a family member just to celebrate that you're family. It has this beautiful gold foil calligraphied background that says things like heart and love and family and adventure and blessed and together and home. And then the stickers that came with the kit really worked nicely with this. I used a house, 2 trees, a gold heart, and then the home tag. And then I cut from one of those paper ephemera pieces, Love Grows Here. And like I said, this one's blank inside, and whoever buys it is welcome to ask me to stamp something in there, or it leaves lots of room for them to write something in there. Here's another one, and again I just used some of the paper ephemera that came. I mean, this particular kit really, it was super easy to put things together, and they all coordinated so beautifully. It's one of the things I like about Simon Says Stamp kits, is that they always pick things that go so well together and so easily. You really don't have to think about it too much. So pattern paper, a couple of pieces of ephemera, and a piece of thread on a gray card base. Excuse me. And here's a Mother's Day card that I'm going to put in my shop, and hopefully someone will buy it for their mama. Again, pattern paper, a piece of ephemera, 2 of those gold leaf paillettes, and then I just pulled a piece of chipboard from my stash in this pretty wreath. It's very delicate. It's got little leaves and buds on it. I just thought it went really nicely with the paper and the theme and all that stuff. And this one's currently blank. I'll probably stamp it with Happy Mother's Day, but I'll have to think about that a little bit. Let's see, 3 more from this kit. Not sure about this one. I'm like the Laura Ashley of card making. I like pattern on pattern on pattern. So I used pattern paper that had little flowers and birds and leaves, and then I used 3 stickers that were also birds and leaves and flowers and things on top of it, and it may be that they blend in too much, I'm not sure, but I sort of like it. And I like house plus love equals home. And I did this one on a smoky gray card base. I believe the kit came with one piece of brown cardstock, 2 shades of green, one darker than the other, and then a piece of ivory. So the brown was just some stuff I had laying around. And this is the 3rd type of paper that came, special paper. And hopefully the camera will pick it up, but it's got a very soft sheen to it, and it's got these flowers really deeply embossed in it. And again, feels like fabric. It's just the coolest. I just love it. I used some leftover pattern paper here and a strip here, and then just a few stickers that came with the kit, and more of those gold paillette leaves. The Lovely actually came from a different kit. I just had a leftover, but it went so nicely I decided to just use it. And then this one is simple beyond belief, but sometimes simple is the best. This is a piece of the pattern paper. Oh, I have one more after this. This is a piece of the pattern paper, and it was 6 inches square, and all I did was trim off as little as possible to cover the front of my A2 card. But it's so gorgeous with that gold foiling that I did not want to cover it. I wanted to keep it as minimal as possible. So all I did was put 4 leaves in the middle. I stamped "Thank you for your" on a little banner, and then when you open it, "Kindness." And this is one of the scripty words that's in the stamp set. The other one is "kind." This one's "kindness." And there are a couple of other sentiments, and they have lots of little short things. This one actually said "Thank you for your kindness," but I masked off the kindness so that you could open the card and have it really big. But there are some like "I adore you," "You're so kind," "You're my kind of person," things like that. It came with some really great sentiment strips. And then finally, I ran into the same thing with this piece of pattern paper. 6x6 square of this tree in gold foil, and I didn't really want to embellish it at all. I didn't want to cover it with anything. I didn't want to put sequins. I mean, I just feel like it stands on its own. The only thing I did do was take one of the gold stickers that came with the kit that says "Happy Family," and I thought this would be a great card for somebody in your family, or somebody who's a friend that you think of as family, whatever the case might be. And inside I stamped "You're my kind of person." But man, this paper is so pretty. And then I'll show you these. These are not from the kit. They are done with dies I bought from Simon Says Stamp though, so I'll just tack them on here at the end. This one is the cutest little circular froggy die, and I cut him 3 times into this green cardstock. And then to cover up where the empty space was, I just used a piece of honeybee pattern paper that I thought looked good and really made the frogs pop off the card. And I used some funky shaky eyeball-y thingies. I forget what these are called. The ones that move. And then I added some crystal drops to the card and cut this little "Hi" out. And then on the inside, I have not stamped anything again. Whoever buys it might want to say "Thank you," or "Happy birthday," or "I love you," or who knows what they want to say. But this is the back side of this crazy pattern paper, but I like it, and it kind of coordinates with the green, so I left it. And then I added a strip of the matching pattern paper. And finally, this is a card I made with a die that I got from Simon Says Stamp. I bought it several months ago, and I just never got around to cutting it out from anything and using it, so I did that this afternoon actually. I cut it out of ivory cardstock, and it's an envelope just bursting with leaves. It's really pretty. I really like it. And for the background, I used a piece of honeybee paper that's sort of an ombre of peach and mint green and a soft blue. I added some iridescent sequins. I added a leftover from that November kit, this little tag, and I tied some mint green tulle on it and put it all on a mint green card base, which is not a color I use very frequently, but I thought that this really lent itself to the mint green, and then just put a piece of coordinating paper inside. So those are the cards that I made with the November 2017 card kit, along with a couple of extras. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the products I used, please leave a comment below and I will answer. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you would subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon to get notifications of all of my future uploads, I would really appreciate it. I hope everybody's staying safe out there during COVID-19 and being happy with your family and healthy and happy. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.